Joining us now is Valerie Jarrett. She was a senior advisor to former President Barack Obama. Valerie, good morning. You've said there's nothing like
Thank you, Anthony.
Good morning. You've said there's nothing like running against somebody to know what it's like to have them on your team. What do you think Joe Biden learned about Senator Harris running against her, and why, as you say, would she make a terrific vice president?
Well, look, she was a formidable candidate. She has an incredible track record, a seasoned public servant at the local, state, and federal level, amazing experience serving on the Judiciary Committee, doing her job by interrogating witnesses. Also, her service on the Intelligence Committee gives her a perspective on world affairs. She will have the gravitas to command respect, not just around the country, but around the world. And I think as people get to know this dynamic duo, they'll recognize that they are just the right people to lead our country forward as we come out of this dreadful pandemic and try to rebuild our economy.
A lot was made of the verbal punch she threw during the debates about busing at the former vice president, and some people in the Biden camp were reportedly stung by this. How did they get past that?
Well, I think Vice President Biden is a bigger person than that. He's not thin-skinned. He's looking for the person who can share the responsibility of campaigning together and then, more importantly, leading our country. And so a minor skirmish like that isn't going to trouble him. I mean, I think back to President Obama selecting Hillary Clinton, a very worthy opponent, as his Secretary of State. They're looking out for what's best for their country and not letting their fragile egos get in the way. And I think what President Trump was saying, calling her, a nasty woman, we don't use that kind of language to describe men, and particularly women who are doing their job. She was running a campaign. She's interrogating witnesses. She's serving the people's interests. And I think the American people will realize that. And I know one thing, Vice President Biden and Senator Harris are going to work very hard to earn their trust.
Michelle Miller here. Politics aside, Team Harris is a considerable network. Judging from just the tweets I saw yesterday from her sorority sisters to her HBCU alum and beyond, it seems so Obama-esque. She checks so many boxes in representation. Does she galvanize an energy that looks or feels similar to you?
Well, look, I think that she has broad appeal, and that obviously was very attractive to Vice President Biden. I've seen her on the campaign trail. She is both an indefatigable advocate, but she's also kind and gentle and has wonderful moments of tenderness, and I think that's also something that Vice President Biden saw in her.
Valerie, Senator Harris has really kind of been the front runner from the beginning, and I think in many people's eyes. What does it say to you about the state of the Democratic Party that the daughter of immigrants from Jamaica and from India was kind of the conservative choice here?
Well, you know what? I think, first of all, it is in a sense the American story. Immigrants who come here, who work hard, who raise their two daughters to think that there were no limits to what they could achieve. I think that's a story we will all look up to. I think about the young girls and boys around the country who will see a different vision of what a vice president looks like and the kind of leadership and perspective that she will bring to not just the party, but the country.
We heard what President Trump had to say. A lot of people are waiting to see how the senator responds. What do you think she'll say?
I think she will go big, as she always does. Her focus is really on talking directly to the American people. There have been a lot of barbs that have been sent her way, and she just brushes them off. She recognizes that that's the nature of the game. But I will say this to you, Michelle. There's a group of women that sent a letter to the media, which I know you all saw, saying that we're going to have her back. You're going to hear more today. There are going to be organizations such as Time's Up, that I serve on the board of, who for the next 83 days and beyond will be looking out for those indications of discrimination that are just simply not acceptable anymore. And we will call them out. She won't have to.
Valerie, you were one of the co-signers of that letter. What exactly are you going to be looking out for, and what are you challenging the media to do here?
I think the question, Anthony, is this. Are you using language to describe Senator Harris that you would not use to describe a man? I mean, the perfect example is President Trump calling her mean, angry. And he's done that not just with her, but with other women. And that is not language that is directed at men. Questioning ambition. I think ambition is a good thing. What vice president hasn't been ambitious? What candidate running for higher office isn't ambitious? Yet when those words are directed towards women, they're pejorative, and that has to stop. We do not need to have a double standard.
Valerie Jarrett, thank you for being with us this morning. Thanks so much.
You're welcome.